Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Mardi Gras with a Mission, hosted by me, Tiffany Roldan Howell, the Vice President of AHDH Haiti. And I see we already got people here. Hello, Anika from Brooklyn, New York. Yes, please put in the chat where you guys are from, who is here, who's viewing. Let us know. We have people from all over the states, international. So I'd love to know where you guys are. And while we wait, because it's Mardi Gras, we have to start with a little celebration. Let me know if you guys can hear it. Can't hear it? Oh! Wait, if you guys can't hear it, that is beyond the point of I can't be jamming by myself. Wait a minute. I appreciate you guys telling me. Thank you so much. But the song is Mardi Gras Mambo. Okay, so I'm getting it. No sound. Okay. All right. So let me know in the chat. Put where you're coming from. Like I said, we have Brooklyn, New York. I know we have North Carolina. We have New Orleans. Whoop, whoop. And let me know if you are from New Orleans. Did you celebrate Mardi Gras on Tuesday? Did you go to a parade? What did you guys do? We're going to keep that here. And I'm just going to give one more minute for people to keep joining us. Oh, we have people coming in. Thank you, guys. Hey, Veronica, here from Connecticut. Yes. Awesome. Yep, I'm giving one more minute for people to just keep coming in. But I really wanted you guys to hear this Mardi Gras Mambo song. That's what I was really vibing to. I mean, it's Mardi Gras. We wanted to celebrate, right? Without a copyright, I guess. Oh, we have Nicole, Dr. Nicole from La Vallée de Développement, Haiti. Hello, hello, welcome. And she is actually both Dr. Anika and Dr. Nicole, if you see them in the chat, they are both amazing volunteers that have been doing great things here with AHDH. So welcome. Thank you for being here, guys. Oh, we have Kirsten Johnson from North Carolina. Welcome. And then we also have Francois. Welcome. Yes, he put the link there. Thank you. You see my technical difficulties. You know what? It's okay. I'm not going to let them rain on our parade, okay? Literally. We're not going to let that happen, right? So what we're going to do is I am going to see if I can play it on my phone, and then you guys let me know if you can hear it or not. Yes? All right. Just a quick little thing. I got my beads. I got my single coconut. All right. that was it. That's all I wanted to share with you guys, because we had to get into the spirit of Mardi Gras. And we have people, we have Eve Rose from Brooklyn. We have more people here. So I want to just thank everybody for your time. I certainly appreciate you guys being here this Thursday evening. And especially if you are celebrating Mardi Gras, I know there's a lot of things that are going on, even though it's the final week. But thank you for being here with us. Alrighty, so let's get started. Alrighty, so to get started, again, welcome. This is our fourth live stream event. We are really being mindful of making this a more consistent thing so that we can connect with our community and get bigger and grow, because there's a lot of things that are happening and we want you guys to be a part of it, and in all the many ways that you can. Okay, so the agenda for tonight is, first we're going to share a little bit about who we are here at AHDH and why Mardi Gras is such an important holiday for us. And another thing that I want to point out is, you'll notice on each page there is going to be a QR code right here. Okay, that QR code is going to take you to our Mardi Gras fundraiser, and you will be able to make a donation on our live stream at any time. Okay, if not, that's fine too, but I'm just letting you know the option is there. All right, second, we will introduce you to our amazing longtime volunteers and now board members, Ricky and Rhonda Johnson. They are such amazing people. I can't wait for you guys to meet them. And we're going to just discuss what it's like to volunteer and be a part of the AHDH family. And then finally, we will share all the ways that you could become a part of our family too, right? Ask us anything. And during this time, we'll also open the floor. You can get your questions out. We can really make this a dialogue, because we don't want to keep you guys here too late. We're trying to keep, like I said, be mindful of your time, but also make sure that your questions are getting answered. Okay, so let me know in the chat, put a 1 in the chat if this is your first time ever hearing about AHDH. And if not, put a 2 in the chat if you've ever volunteered with AHDH before, because this is also a volunteer celebration. That's why we're doing these live streams, because at the end of the day, here in AHDH, we are 100% volunteer led. So, oh, Joanne, welcome. 1 in the chat. Veronica, this is your first time here. Welcome. You see, this is awesome. We have Henry from New Orleans, Evelyn from New Orleans. Thank you so much for being here. I know they have been longtime volunteers with us as well. This is so exciting. Sorry, just reading the chat. So yeah, so I love this. I love that we can have the people who you've never heard about us before. I'm very, very honored to introduce you to us. And for those who have been with us, whether it's 1 year or 38 years, just thank you. Thank you so much. All right. So who are we? Okay. So we are AHDH, which is Association Haïtienne de Développement Humain. And we are a 501c3 nonprofit that was developed back in November of 1986. So that's the reason why I said whether you've been here 1 year, 37, 38 years, that's why. And we have the mission to empower Haitian communities for a self-sufficient future through innovative programs within healthcare, education, and cultural enlightenment. Okay, so how does that relate to Mardi Gras? And that's because this dedicated group of Haitians that created AHDH is residing out of New Orleans. And they were actually recognizing the need for better, just betterment for their people, whether it was in New Orleans or whether it was back home in Haiti. And they decided to come together, bring their professional, their intellectual, their economic resources, and really combine it to promote the rich heritage of Haiti and how you can see it so well developed and meshed within New Orleans. Alrighty, so they have been doing amazing things for almost 4 decades, And since you guys now know that we are from New Orleans, did you know that Haiti in February, the same time as Mardi Gras, has a national celebration of their own? And that's Carnival. And this picture is actually a photo from our website. And this is one of the Jacmel carnivals. So the reason why this is so important for us, not only because of Mardi Gras in New Orleans, but also Carnival in Haiti, that is such a significant time for the culture, period. And in the ways that they are similar, because no, they are not the same, believe it or not. They just have a lot of the same traditions because of whether it's the French, African, or indigenous influences. Okay, so the timing is both similar. They're usually occur up to Lent, taking place in February. They both have huge parades, as you saw in the picture here. These huge floats and amazing things that are going on here, just like the Mardi Gras floats that you probably see in any time that they promote Mardi Gras. We also have, and this is all about like just the similarities between the Haitian Carnival and Mardi Gras in New Orleans. Just so you know, the costumes, the masks, they all are about freedom of cultural expression. They have very similar music, even when you think about the jazz and the brass bands that are happening in New Orleans compared to the rah-rah bands that are happening in Haiti. It's a lot of percussion, a lot of trumpets and horns. So that's really cool. And then also the dancing, the street parties, the food, the drinks, and most importantly, the community. I think that's the most beautiful thing, whether it is Mardi Gras or it is Carnival. It's the community, the way that it comes together, the way that they really fight for that freedom of expression. They really fight for that resistance. And whether it's their satire or just straight up saying what they don't like, you know, especially when it comes to the social injustices of today, that is the spirit of Carnival. So that's why we are here today. And I would love to introduce you to more of my favorite NOLA natives so that way they can bring us into our Carnival spirit. And this is Miss Rhonda Lewis Johnson and Ricky Johnson. I do want to give them a proper introduction though before we go forward, because like I said, these are two of my favorite people. Okay, so I'd love everyone to please welcome our board treasurer, Ricky Johnson, a University of New Orleans alumni with a bachelor's in economics and further graduate studies in financial economics, who has dedicated over 36 years to Equitable Advisors as a financial advisor, earning numerous awards, including introduction to the Equitable Hall of Fame. Based in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Ricky serves a diverse client base across 11 states with his team and is happily married to his beautiful wife, Rhonda Lewis Johnson, for over 30 years. Now, Rhonda, who just happens to be our board secretary, and them together, they have a beautiful family of 6. And Rhonda is considered by those who know her as a fireball of personality and information. That's true. Rhonda is a visionary, an encourager, and a support system to her husband and her family and all who know her. She has spent 30 years of her life educating her children and offering counsel to those striving for a similar lifestyle. And now she spends most of her time working diligently in the garden and providing counsel to those who need. I welcome everyone to give a big emoji welcome in the chat. Put a bunch of emojis for Ricky and Rhonda Johnson. Woohoo! Okay, let me go like this. Yes. So that way everyone can see your faces. Hello, hello.
Hi.
So welcome to the live stream. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you for being such dedicated volunteers to AHDH for all these years. We're going to get into that. But before I do, I would love to know, since you guys are NOLA natives, right? What is it that you enjoy most about the spirit of Mardi Gras?
Yeah. So, full transparency now, we actually aren't natives of New Orleans.
Very true.
We're,
Natives of Louisiana.
we're
I
native of Louisiana.
apologize.
However, Mardi Gras is very deep in my heart. My mother is native New Orleans who loved Mardi Gras. So I grew up not missing a parade if we could help it. So I lived about an hour outside the city, and we would come in at like 4:30 in the morning. We had to catch the Zulu parade every year, which is like the first parade on Fat Tuesday.
Yeah.
And so that was our heritage growing up.
This is
Yes.
Just so everyone knows, like we said,
Zulu
cultural enlightenment.
Yes. And so Zulu is one of the few all Black groups that have a parade in Mardi Gras. There are others, but they're the longest lasting all Black groups. And so that's our heritage. And so though we are outside the city now, you know, it was a part of our lives growing up. And so, yeah, it's been deep in the culture over our lifetime, even for those of us who are peripheral New Orleanians.
I love that. I love that even though you're on the outskirts, you could still feel it. You already know. Yes. And I can imagine, because I just went for the first time last year. I got to have my first Mardi Gras experience. I was there for 2 weeks. And that's how I'm able to be like this and yes, really embrace it. Because I was just after one. I can't imagine growing up in that and having to experience that every year. It must have been a beautiful, beautiful thing. But okay, so not a but, more of an and, right? because we're talking about the spirit of celebration and volunteering, right? Because let's be real, a lot of these things, when we're talking about Carnival or Mardi Gras, it's a lot of volunteering. It's a lot of volunteer work. It's a lot of the community coming together to make these things happen, right? And that's what I believe happens here at AHDH. It's the community. It's us getting involved and saying, there's all these things that we can do. Let's not wait for anybody else, and let's just try our best to do it together. So I'd love to know, let's start with you, Miss Rhonda. Well, I guess for both of you guys, but how long have you guys been volunteering with AHDH, and how did you first hear about us?
Okay, that's probably better for you.
Yeah, so I'll start that because it's a progression. So I was introduced to the Haitian community through two people. So Dr. Charles Rene, who was a client of ours initially, and then there was another Haitian doctor in North Louisiana named Dr. Briere, who was a close friend of my aunt. So I was visiting with my aunt and met Dr. Briere, and I also did not know who they were, but his son-in-law was a college friend of mine. When I met him, I didn't know that. Gotcha. So eventually, through conversation, he comes down to New Orleans, and we were living in New Orleans, I think, at the time. And so anyway, so I got to meet his daughters and his son-in-law. So I discovered his son-in-law was my friend. And somewhere in that mix, I got introduced to some of the activities as AHDH. So at that time, we would just go to some of their functions. Dr. Briere was an art collector.
Okay.
So we would go to some things where they were displaying art or some of the Haitian cultural events. So that was my first introduction to them. And then I kind of brought Rhonda into that.
Gotcha.
But that's how it all started. And that would have been, I guess, the late 90s. I don't even remember the time, but it had to be late 90s. So that was our initial introduction. and then I'll fast forward and turn it over to her. So that was kind of just our New Orleanians connection with AHDH and the flavor. And then the earthquake happened in 2010.
Okay.
That's when we really became volunteers. So when that happened, we kind of kicked into gear to Dr. Renee called and we found out what they were doing. And so we jumped into action, connecting our relationships to support what AHDH was doing. So up to that time, we really had not gotten involved with mission and the education and what they were doing outside of New Orleans. Up to that time, AHDH was simply New Orleans to us. But then the earthquake happened, and that's more where the volunteerism stepped in, and Rhonda can share how we've been involved.
Yeah. So for me, when I came aboard, I think you did your first trip there, and another mission trip was coming up. So Dr. Renee had all of these things he needed to pack to get ready to put in a container for Haiti. So I gathered up the children and we all went and hung out in his garage for a couple of days, packing medical supplies, organizing everything and getting it ready for Haiti. And another couple who also, it's our little community that we started working together, was Jackie and Anthony, who are pharmacists who also were gathering up medicines and supplies for him to take. So that was our first hands-on getting things ready on the ground here to begin the process of shipping to Haiti.
Wonderful. We actually have Jackie and Anthony in the chat. They said hello from Louisiana. Hey guys, thanks for joining us. As well as Vanit. I apologize if I said this wrong. Is it Vanit or Vanite? And then George, I see you. And Kirsten and Zoe. Just want to say hello to everyone. And thank you for just explaining that, how you guys got involved, because that shows, first of all, the fact that they said the 90s is when they first got involved. And then the 2010s is when they really like, oh, all hands on deck, that's so impactful. And how they bring their families into it. And that's one thing, if you notice, well, you probably don't notice, but what you don't know is a lot of everything is so family oriented, whether that's husband and wife as our secretary and our treasurer, or if it's mother and daughter, who is Dr. Anika and Dr. Nicole, whether it's my aunt, Dr. Evelyn, and me. It's very, because this is truly multi-generational, right? Because it's been around for so long, we're able to say that this is an organization that we are dedicated to, and it allows our families to become involved and to see our passion behind it and want to be a part of it too. That's the reason why you guys are here in the first place. So thank you again. So with that, right, let me know, Ricky or Rhonda, what is it that keeps you committed all these years later to AHDH?
Well, first of all, it was the commitment that we saw from the people that we first met, the doctors and nurses and volunteers that we would meet when we would go to the art exhibits or the little gatherings. They would have fundraisers maybe at a house, and we just got to meet people who were also committed to what they were doing. And we would always hear, you need to come to Haiti. And that, again, I didn't go the first time till like 2014. And so I finally went on the first trip, and I was like, wow. First of all, my image of Haiti, by Western media was tainted with, how bad it is. To get there and see how beautiful it is, and how peaceful in Lavalley, I was blown away. I mean, it's like no crime. Children leave their bicycles out. I'm like, I couldn't even leave my car unlocked in New Orleans.
Literally.
So that was enlightening to us and inviting to us. So I couldn't wait to go back. And the people were so loving and inviting, and the food was amazing also. So it was that thing. And I also, the first time I went, I guess it was around Carnival time. So there were parades and celebrations. And I was just so impressed with the cultural activity in Lavalley and Jacmel where I was. And so that attracted us. But then there was just all these volunteers. I think the first trip I went on, it was maybe small. I think it was a group of college students and myself and a couple of the doctors, my very first time. So it was a relatively small trip. But the second time I went, it was probably like 40 people.
Yeah, it was a larger trip.
It was very, very, and it was like, wow, people were really involved. And when you get there to see at the hospital, I mean, it's like all the people are just waiting for this mission team to come. And so from Monday to Saturday, it is nonstop and work is getting done. And that was just like, wow, this can grab your heart. And then the place was just so beautiful. I would tell my wife, we could move here. It's really gorgeous up in Lavalley and beautiful. And so that whole thing captured us. And so Rhonda can share like, what really grabbed her.
I think the first thing that grabbed me was meeting Dr. Renee and Miss Sandra for the first time and hear them talk about Haiti. I mean, everything that came out of Dr. Renee's mouth was about the land that he loved so much, and to see how hard they worked as a team, he and Miss Sandra. I mean, to come to their house during the season of preparing to go to Haiti, to see all the stuff. I mean, I was like, any woman who would let everything just take over the whole house is wow, is sold, is just completely on board. And so it was their love. And I think the second thing was coming to some of the New Orleans events that they had with Dr. Evelyn and Miss Fennell, Miss Jacqueline, and the rest, to see how in love they were with what they were doing. That was a blessing to see the care. So
absolutely, I think I can second that too. As somebody who is way newer to the organization, I can definitely I can second that. The love that the now advisory board, and for those who don't know, Dr. Renee, he's the actual founder, and Sandra's his wife, and hopefully we'll have them on one day too. but yeah, so the passion that is in their hearts, like I said earlier, it's so transferable. It's contagious. It's like, whatever you guys need me to do to help, let's do it, because you just want to. You want to, that they are doing the work to make sure that the people get what they need. I think that's that goes without saying. And so let's see. Since being, I do have some questions here, so I'm just thinking, but I did want to also ask, since being nominated and now serving on the board, right? Now that you've been with us for so long and now that you're on the board, what initiatives are you most excited about as far as AHDH's expansion?
I would say mine would be the one I would choose, which I think encompasses everything, is education. And empowering the Haitian children and the people there to be able to sort of create their own way of doing things with help, but at the same time, at some point, it's like they'll look and say, "We got this."
Yes,
We got this.
That's self-sufficiency.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man. And what about you, Ricky?
I would say all of it, but again, education has been dear to us. One of the other things we did first is when we were introduced to the educational program, we supported the first student to go to college to get his business degree to become the business manager at the hospital there.
Wow.
And I got to go and meet him, and we brought the computers and to do all of that work in the hospital. And the young man was so grateful and so diligent and hardworking.
Yeah.
The hard work I told my wife, so we were there, my very first trip, the power went out. There's like no electricity, and they were doing surgery, our emergency room. It was some medical issue and there was no electricity, and they never stopped working.
They never do.
Never stopped working. I was blown away by that. And so we was like, okay, we got to keep supporting. So we eventually have supported, I think maybe 8 students through the educational program. And overall, the educational program has sent, I'm going to guess, I don't know off the top of my head, forgive me for not having the numbers.
I think Tiffany,
you may have the numbers.
It's 13 total.
Total students through college, through the program. And we've been proud to be a part of that. And now we are also helping from grade school up. And so that was Rhonda's talking about. That initiative excites us. But all of it, I worked in the eye clinic. I was able to, it's crazy. So when I was in college, I worked at a hospital in New Orleans in the operating room. But I was just an aide. I was a college student. All I did was sterilize instruments and help put bodies on tables. Right. That was my job as a college student. So I told them that, and they enlisted me to go work in the operating room. That's how important the volunteers are.
Yes, absolutely.
So I was able to assist with Anika doing cataract surgery. Now, I'm not actually doing surgery, but I was helping to autoclave the instruments and to assist them in the operating room, fully scrubbed. And that's just amazing to see that go on. And so when you see people who couldn't see, people who, problems that if AHDH wasn't there, wouldn't be helped. So it's all important. And then the OR, to see the regular operations take place, dentistry. So one year I got to work a whole week in dentistry, and that's amazing. So the volunteer dentists that come down from Ohio, who are I call the whole Ohio group the Ohio players. Ohio players were there doing their thing, and it's just amazing. And so all of it, all of the work, whether it's here in Louisiana, boxing materials, gathering medical supplies, all the materials that we've shipped containers of materials over and worked all day to help load that stuff, whether it's, literally going on a mission trip and just being there to do whatever needs to be done, or being able to hands-on add your skills, so the college students come in nursing and medical and pharmacy and be able to actually practice in real time in that environment is so empowering and
it all makes a difference.
And it all makes a difference.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't know if there's any one program. All of the programs are necessary, and all of the programs are effective. We need them all. And we talk about it in our board meetings. We had $1 million tomorrow. We can allocate $1 million tomorrow. That's how big the need is. And also the people there are willing. So again, our mission is to empower them to be self-sufficient. We don't want to be a dependent organization that they simply always depend on. We're empowering them. That's why education is so important, because we're sending people to school who can do this for themselves. And that's what captures us, that we're empowering the people to do it for themselves.
Absolutely. I love that so much. And actually, I don't want to go a little off script, but I am going to have I do just remembered I had a video that was sent to me by my aunt. So I want to ask one more question. And if I'm looking away, I just want to let you know it's because I'm looking for this video, because I want to show people this video so bad. But so we talked about the importance of what we're doing and how it's literally full circle, right? We're starting from grade school, helping them all the way through college, so that way they can work and be self-sufficient in the medical areas or in the education areas, community development period. So that's a lot of power when it comes to what we do on the ground in Haiti. But I also would love to know, because we are expanding and not everybody is able to go to Haiti, not everybody is able to take that trip, right? Or for whatever reason, what are the things that you feel can help allow them to volunteer and be with us stateside? Even if they can't, whether they can't go on a mission trip or maybe they can't give monetarily, how can they still volunteer and support this community?
I would say, as our current president, Francois Payan, says, we need a diversity of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
We need people to bring points of view to the table. So how can we strategize? How can we implement? And how can we measure the success that our mission is directing us to? So people have all types of skill sets. It may be in medicine, it may be in business, it may be in education. So we have a telemedicine program. We have, again, the educational program. So our goal is to maybe expand the educational program to something that's virtual like this, where we may be able to have translators to help us, those who will speak Creole or French, and communicate from the States or from anywhere via, a virtual media outlet to impact the people there. And also there are Haitians who've come here who need assistance relative to empowerment. And so we want our programs to be an extension, not just in Lavalley, not just in Haiti, but also in Louisiana or in the United States, because we're talking about sort of taking our communications to different states where there are communities of Haitians, whether that's Miami, or New York, Charlotte, obviously New Orleans. So there are pockets of Haitians in different cities, and we want to impact them with knowledge so all of us can be a part of impacting people. And hopefully, Tiffany, that AHDH becomes a model, not just for Haiti and Haitians, but for people. I say this all the time. I'm from a small community, an hour from New Orleans. And to me, my small hometown is a microcosm of Haiti. We got the same problems, some of the same issues, some of the same challenges. And so how do we take this model and say, hey, you can duplicate this where you are? It may not be AHDH. You may need to do this in Donaldsonville, Louisiana, or in Mardi Gras, North Carolina, or in, the Haitian village in Miami, right? So that's what we want to be a part of, is making a difference, setting a standard. And what the founders and the volunteers and the workers have done at AHDH for 37 years, we want this legacy to continue to impact, empower, and improve the lives of the people that we know.
Yes, I love that. Thank you, Ricky. Rhonda, anything to add to that?
I think one of the things is to be able for people to share what it is that we do at AHDH to get the word out, so that it brings in more people with more skills and more abilities to do certain things. I think that would be very helpful.
I concur. Okay. So thank you guys so much. What I wanted to show everyone was this video that was just sent to us. Can you hear it? Could you guys hear that?
Yes.
Okay, cool. This is a perfect example of what Rhonda and Ricky were talking about when it comes to expanding our education. As you can see here, these students, we were able to provide them not only in Haiti, you have to pay for education, not only in college, but also in elementary school. In every step of the way, you have to pay. Okay, nothing is free there, unfortunately. So one of the things that we do, whether it's one of the things that we do on the education side is we actually not only pay for the tuition, but we also help pay for uniforms, for the books, for the tutors. We actually are able to create opportunities so that way the students that you see here that graduate and they have their formal education and they have their studies, they can now come and they can help more kids go through the same process they did. So like I said, because we are multi-generational, we're not only seeing that within our volunteers, we're seeing that in the communities that we're impacting as well. So I'm just going to replay that one more time because that was so cute. Hold on.
Encore une fois.
Okay, okay, Missy. Alrighty, and so I'm going to remove that real quick and go back to this because I wanted to, there we go. I wanted to show, there we go, how you guys can join, you guys at home, right? We've heard amazing things from our volunteers. Thank you so much. And thank you to everybody who's watching. If you volunteered before in the past, this is really a celebration of you. I know in so many ways that hearing Rhonda and Ricky tonight, you can probably relate, and just know that we want to hear from you too. If you're interested in being in one of our live streams, please reach out, let me know, because like I said, this is one of the ways that I'm hoping we could reach out and gain more volunteers and get more people involved in the good work that we're doing. So what else was it? Here, the volunteer opportunities. So this huge red QR code is not for donations, okay? This huge red QR code is for volunteering. If you are interested, please take out your phone, or if you're watching me on your phone right now, then see if you can click that QR code and see if it comes up. If not, I'm also going to put the link in the chat, because actually, Francois, if you're still watching, can you put the link in the chat? Because I would love for you guys to fill out this volunteer form. If you feel like you fit in any of these categories, whether you're a general practitioner, a psychologist, psychiatric, mental health therapist, we need people who understand the education behind pharmacy and trauma and just all these things, and just medical facilities, because what's happening is we have a lot of nurses and doctors who they don't really have other people to rely on. We have a small amount, I should say, of nurses and doctors. So if we can give them more support, even if it's stateside, just somebody that they can call and when they have questions, just so that way they can bounce things around and really get solidified in their profession, that would be that's truly the benefit of mentorship. Okay, and we would really benefit. We would really appreciate that from you guys. So grant writing, content creators, ad and marketing specialists, all of these things, we know over time, if we know this organization is amazing and we know that what we're doing is helping the communities. So we just need to figure out how we can expand. So if you have any knowledge in any of these areas, if you have any skills in translations or education, community outreach, fundraising specialists, hey, Haitian business owners, hey, like, let me know, reach out to us, because this is our opportunity. This is our way of saying that we're open to support in all different variations. Not sometimes with nonprofits, it's only, about the monetary, the donations, the dollars, and that's great. But as you can tell from the past hour, we're all about family and community and the other things that come. Money's great, but we also need the energy and the spirit that comes from humanity, like you. Ricky, Rhonda, anything you'd like to say about our volunteering opportunities?
Yeah, Tiffany, one thing I want to point out is that AHDH is an all volunteer organization. No one gets paid there. That was another thing that jumped off at me. And I've actually been a part of other groups, and I've gone on other mission trips with other mission organizations. This is the first one that there was not a single paid staff member. I'm not sure that needs to stay that way, but it has been that way for 37 years, and it's impressive. The founders were committed to all the funds that come being used for the programs. So not a penny of the money goes to any person, any volunteer, our staff, our board members are paid. And so that's amazing to me, especially for someone who's in economics and finance. So that's what I want people to understand, how important volunteers are to the organization, because the organization runs on everybody's a volunteer. The founders, everybody is a volunteer.
And if correct me if I'm wrong, I also believe that volunteer hours are tax deductible.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's correct.
You can use those hours also, and it's tax deductible.
And age, young people. Some of our young students in high school need community hours. Maybe in college, they may need intern hours. AHDH is an opportunity to give them community service hours.
Yes.
For young people who are doing that, are going on a mission trip. There's a lot involved in that can benefit them beyond just helping AHDH. They can also be helping themselves. Particularly, I'm talking about young people, high school and college age.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you so much for bringing that up, because it is so true. Definitely, you can donate your time in kind, right? And also for those who are, as well as if you're interested in volunteering as like going on the missions, then the money that you pay for your trip, your expenses, that is actual a tax write-off as well. And then as well as community service hours. So if there's anything that you guys are willing to do, or any skills that you're willing to show us and be in community with us, then please let us know. I am getting reports that the volunteer link is, not doing what I need it to do. I apologize so much. But what I will say is, if you did register for this webinar, I will have an email sent out with the correct link. I apologize again. Not sure why it's doing that, but yeah. But still, like I said, you could just send us an email. Our email is admin, ADMIN, at AHDHHaiti.org. So I'm going to put that in the chat, so that way we know, at AHDHhaiti.org. You can send us okay, cool. So you can send us an email directly if you didn't register. But if you did register, like I said, I'll send out an email. You'll have a copy of this webinar as well as the volunteer form. All righty. So that's truly it. I wanted to open the floor for any questions that you guys have. Like I said, I'm not trying to take up too much of your time. I understand that it might be getting late for some if you're on the East Coast. So just let me know. Shoot in the chat any questions that you guys have. And in the meantime, Rhonda, Ricky, what are your thoughts as far as this webinar? What's the last hurrah you would love to tell our viewers at home?
Yeah, the last one.
Yeah. First of all, thanks, and spread the word. Thanks for tuning in, and spread the word. Look for future of these. Tiffany, first of all, let me say thank you to you.
Yes.
As a volunteer, you are spearheading this as the vice president and putting all of these webinars together, and they've been amazing. So we look forward to the next one. And so I say to all of those on, listen out, look out for these communications for our next one, and spread the word.
And no amount of time is too small or too great. Whatever you have, our monies, whatever gifts that you have, I can say this, that giving and sharing your gifts and your kindness with others, to me, is a source of inspiration, especially sometimes in such a dark world we live in, with all the bad stuff you hear every day. actually taking the time to care about others is so important to our own lives. So remember that as you think about all the things that you have that you can share with the organization.
Thank you, Rhonda. So true. So true. Yeah, I don't see any questions coming in. So I'm guessing that means that everyone's had a great time. Everyone's feeling very informed. Let me know. How about this? Put a 1 in the chat if you enjoyed this experience. Okay, we're getting people rolling in. There we go. Kirsten says, "Thank you guys for the information and sharing your amazing stories. Tiffany, your energy was amazing. Thank you so much." Okay, we have Eve. Thank you, Ricky and Rhonda. Okay, Nicole said, "Thank you, Rhonda and Ricky, for your dedication to Haiti." Amen. And then we got the ones coming in. So Jackie, Zoe, they're enjoying their time. They feel informed. Thank you guys for being with us today. Dr. Nika, thank you. So that's really it, guys. I wanted to just say again, a huge, overwhelming thank you. Happy Mardi Gras season, or happy end of Mardi Gras season. Happy end of Carnival season. And thank you for just allowing us to be in your lives for this hour. Thank you for allowing yourself to be open to doing good for the people of Haiti, whether it's in Haiti or stateside. We truly need more genuine people that want the best for our people. So if you're interested, I know that might sound like a broken record, but I hope you can hear in our hearts and in our tones just how serious we are about wanting to grow the community and do more, because we know with more, we'll be able to do more. So see you at the next webinar. Absolutely. And have a wonderful, wonderful night, guys. Bye, everybody.
Night.